So he then says, be imitators of me, just as I also am of Christ. And so I think this emphasizes what he says when he means that he does it for the profit of others. And so in 1 Corinthians 9, he denies his own rights. Why? Because Christ had the right to be king, and yet he denied his own rights. So even though Christ gave you so much freedom, if we want to be as Christ is, we deny them when those times are necessary. So quickly will a Christian quote, Jesus flipped tables. Jesus flipped tables. That happens once. Some will argue twice. Regardless, twice in his ministry. How many times did Jesus sit quietly while accusers said terrible things about him? How many times did Jesus get slapped in the face? How many times did Jesus get threats of stonings, threats of tossing him off a cliff, the crowd chanting, arrest him? And then when he stood on the stage, they punched him. They spit on him. They said, prophesy, who hit you, Messiah? They covered his face and hit him. And so people will quickly jump up and say, I'm imitating Christ. I'm flipping tables. Imitate Christ when he denies his rightful place as king and goes to a cross for you. Imitate Christ when the king of the universe sat there and let his creation mock him. Imitate Christ then. And so I love that Paul says it, be imitators of me then, just as I also am of Christ. And there are some people that hate Paul. And so they don't like this language. They really don't. There are some people out there that say, Paul's saying imitate. Paul's doing the same thing that I would hope that I can do. I want to be an example of Christ for people that don't know Christ yet. What does Paul say? We are ambassadors of Christ. Jesus is the intercessor and mediator to the Father. The only way that we know God is through Christ. And Amen. Christ sends us out so that the only way people might know Christ is through us. We are a light. He says it, not me. You are a light. I set you up. How do they find the narrow path in a dark world? The lights that Christ established. Yeah. And if I'm not a light, how can those lost in darkness find their way to Christ?
Yeah.
And so I want to be a light, and I want people that don't know Christ to see me and say, okay, is that what Christians are? Yes. But if you're not living as a Christian, how can you tell someone what a Christian is? And then they're like, well, what are you? Well, we're not all perfect. Let me just say right now, Christians, it's such a cop-out to say we're not perfect and we're sinners. Yes, you're right. But you're not of the world either. The word says you are not of the world, for I chose you out of the world. Yeah. So again, these little cliche statements, Christians will be living fully of the world. Like, well, we're all sinners. No, we're all sinners. Okay. What are you saying? I can't stand it. People say that like it's an excuse. Like, so that's not an excuse for you being out here being foolish.
Yeah, go flip the tables within your own heart, man. People want to walk in and they go, oh, Jesus flipped tables. Go flip the tables within your own heart. For if you are a temple of the living God, if you are the temple of the living God, then go inside your own heart and flip the tables of idolatry and adultery and fornication and
flipping
evil.
Tables in your own house. That's where you should be. The only place you should be flipping tables is in your own house, where you have set up these things that disrespect God, where you have set up these things that dishonor your temple. As he just said in 1 Corinthians 3, you are a temple of God.